Maybe that's why, but I tried my best. Thank you so much for being here, and it's been so amazing. You know, incidentally, I wish that Pastor B was here. I was listening to her, we studied the book of Ruth. So I studied the book of Ruth with my friends this month. That was our book of the month in the Bible to study. And you know, on our Bible study days every week, you know, we come up and then, you know, we're talking about Ruth and all that.
It's hot, or have it?
And then I thought of it, my daughter is going to be 16 in a few months. And I said to her, that's true. In fact, I think we need to study these roots together. And then we started to, you know, do it where we left off when she was on midterm and then come back to school. We're going to pick it up again when she comes. When she was speaking, I saw dimensions of that same root. Please, God is wonderful. That I hadn't seen. In fact, I have recordings on my phone, and I was telling to my friends, you guys will not talk about this part. So when I go back, and I'm going to start, you know, feeling like one spiritual, one energetic person. By the time I'm talking to them about it, they're going to be wondering, what happened? Is it the same root? So thank you again to Pastor B. It is such a pleasure to have listened to you. Thank you, Unit. Congratulations to you. And since we've already clapped for Dr. Ofala, I was hoping to do that so that we've already celebrated. Who likes Deborah? David. So, you know she had a husband. Who knows who the husband was?
Lapidot.
Lapidot. And you know, a lot of us tell the story of Deborah. We have never really talked about Lapidot. You know, we are very quick to say, Deborah arose, women arise. Remember that there was a Lapidot who actually made it work to see that this my wife is powerful. So today we want to celebrate the Lapidots in our Maybe because I understand it, because being a woman of impact and having a strong Lapidot in my life makes it easy for me to connect. I've been privileged to travel around the world, and I just need to say, I'm going. I pack my bags, I'm gone. And you know, and the Lapidot in my life just says, oh, you gotta fly, please fly on, and just, you know, keep going. It is something to actually be grateful for. Don't let anybody kid you and say, oh, that's what it is, that's what it should be, and all of that. We should celebrate this moment. And thank you so much. All right, so happy birthday again to you, Unit. And you know, being here is such, you know, an interesting thing to do. Sometime in about when I turned 7, I started to think about what I should do. So at my 30th, by the way, let me circle back. I started working at very early age. By age 20, I was out of school and I found myself working. So I had worked for about a 10 decade. By the time I was turning 30, and I asked myself, by the way, that was 10 years ago. So I asked myself, what exactly am I doing? What am I about? Background story. At 30, I was already working for one of the biggest organizations in the world. So it wasn't like I was not successful. So you can call me successful at 30. You know, I was earning in foreign currency. I was doing well. I could access healthcare anywhere in the world. I was, you know, all that, traveling everywhere, doing so well at job. But there was something missing. And I know that we have quite a number of us here who have been through their careers, through the years, and you wake up one day and you ask yourself, all that I'm about, is it that I wake up in the morning and go to work and come back? I got to that point in my life at 30. And I started to question what it is that I already have. And I started to ask questions. So I'll just carry my bag, I'll just celebrated staff of the year, this one, that one, the best trainer of the year, that one, that one. We created industrial safety, systems in Nigeria. We put up the healthcare waste management. We were pushing laws. We were sitting with governors. We were sitting with the president, and all of that. Is that what it's about? And I began to ask questions of becoming. If you listen to me, I like I've run it a lot. It helps us to understand what it is that you're going to do, and at least it helps you not to leave here without understanding what it is that your life is about. And Romans 12:2. I'm a Bible scholar through and through. So I will bring the scriptures to you. If you don't like the Bible, you might not like my teaching. But if you don't, just look at the Bible as a book today. Romans 12:2 says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Philippians 12:14 says, but I press on to take hold of that for which Jesus Christ took hold of me. The woman of your dreams doesn't exist somewhere in your future. She's the healed, the whole, the disciplined version of you waiting to be revealed. Some of us are here, we're just not disciplined enough to see the future we are looking for. It's not like the future is lost. You don't need to change you. You need to reveal you. And that's the conversation that we're having today. Every woman is in a process. A divine unfolding of who she truly is. But many of us are not as stuck. We're not stuck because God has not called us to come up theta, like they say in the scriptures. But because we haven't become aware, we haven't accepted, we haven't aligned, we haven't acted, and we haven't ascended. Those are the becoming, the A's I'm going to be talking to you about today. This is not a motivational process. It's a transformational school. So I started to walk that my journey by my 30th, and I started to question everything that had become in my life at that time. That questioning turned me to the woman that I am today, 1 decade after, 10 years after. Right? Yes. 10 years ago. Yes. By the time I was turning 40 this year, on the 10th of March, 2005, 2025, I said to myself, come on now, Wendy, this is it. I want you to actually leave this place today and say to yourself that in the next decade, I'm going to see that woman that I want to see.
Yes.
Because that woman is here. It's not lost. Every time when I teach women, I say, why are you looking for purpose? Purpose is not lost. It's not a cloth you hang somewhere and go and carry it and say, I've now found purpose. Why are you looking for it? You are in purpose already. It was one of the most turning points of my life that I had to learn. And when I started to, ask questions about my life, I found it. That which I have been called to do on earth. That's what all of us are here for. When people ask you who you are, the first thing you say is, oh, I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor, oh, I have a PhD in this and all of that, which is a beautiful thing. Believe you me, I came out tops of my class. I like book. But believe you me, that's not what you're about.
That's right.
You can't read my CV and hear anywhere. Now, she graduated from University of Northampton. Oh, she graduated from, they are all, by the way, as far as I'm concerned. School don't make you. I know it doesn't. I can tell you for free. I have a master's degree, name it, everywhere. They don't make you. What makes you is your alignment to that thing that God has called you to do. And it can be anything. When you find it, it translates everything your life is about. And I started to realize that God has called me to help parents in our generation. Today I'm reputed to be the foremost Africa's best parent coach ever. But it's not because I just woke up and it's about just studying, about being better than the next person. No. It's about alignment. It's about alignment. So that was one of the things that I had to take away. And I started to work in the past decade to becoming this person. No growth happens just because you just want to change. You don't see change, you run away. I'm sure that when you listen to doing the detox process, I've been part of it by the way. And then some people will come for the one session and say, nothing changed. Why didn't anything change? I paid. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. That's not how life works. It's a process. A process that you immerse yourself in. The Bible says, study to show yourself approved. There's an approval that happens in the process. And it's in studying. Studying is about not reading. They are two different things. Studying is about the process. It's about staying in a thing till it happens. So if the Bible is saying study to show yourself approved, it means that there is no approval without you being in the process. A curriculum of a thing is what approves you. Sometimes we don't want to go to curriculums. I said that curriculum is one thing that colors your life. Every woman is becoming. You are shaped by what you accept. You are shaped by what you absorb. You are shaped by what you align with. And true becoming is not about doing more. I want to do this, I want to do that. No, it's about being awakening to who you were created to become. That's what true becoming is. And that was what happened to me in the last decade. And I started to transition to whom I was supposed to become. Today is, we're celebrating UNS's birthday. And, I was smiling where I was. Now we're beginning to understand how celebrations will be able to turn into legacies. Cannot just come and pop balloons. Are celebrations bad? No. Are they wrong? No. When they asked me what I wanted for my 40th, I said I wanted a 40 million project for my 40th. That's what I did. Not for show, but for the testament that women can become. Yes. And show out and show off. I believe in showing off. I'm big and proud. Very. And I'm unapologetic about it. Absolutely. Because when you put in the work, the Bible says that you are like a light set upon a hill.
It cannot be hidden.
Cannot be hid. Why do you want to be on that? Yes. So when you tell me I'm proud, I say gladly so. If you don't notice it, there's a problem with you. Wow. Wow. Because I am supposed to shine my light so bright. He said that Gentiles shall come to your light, and that kings shall come to the brightness of your rising. It means that there is something about your light that will shine so bright. It's proud right now. When you see the star, it just dances up there. Yes. There's something proud about it. If you don't want to show, then that means you don't want to shine. Alright? So the number one A we're talking about today is awareness. I call it the mirror of becoming. You can't transform what you refuse to confront. Awareness is that moment you stop blaming circumstances and you start seeing patterns. That's when you tell yourself, something in me needs to change. Not just around me, in me. That's the first place the change comes from. So I had to tell myself, something in me needs to change. What is that thing in me? The first thing was my mind. The way I had thought about success. Many of us think about success as per I have money. So that means success. Nah. At my 40th birthday, I realized that I was a very successful person. Extremely successful at 40. Extremely. Come on now. I know why. I looked around me. People traveled from outside of Nigeria, after all Nigeria, name it, everywhere, just to come and celebrate with me. And that's because there's an impact that has been made. People didn't waste their time, their money to come be with me. No. There's something that happened that made them come. That's what impact is about. And that's where it comes from. Revelation always precedes transformation. Many times we want to run to actually get transformed. But you have the revelation. Awareness is not about shaming you, it's about awakening you. In my awareness process, I realized that I lacked so many things. I was a part-time manager, I needed to do this. There were so many things I realized, and I started to work on it. Unfortunately, many of us as women were very emotional. Hey, somebody told me that they tell me that you didn't do something well. You're there crying and didn't do. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. what you expected to do? You know, we emotionalize our process a lot. And it doesn't get us to the place we need to get to. We're constantly emotionalizing. Hey, they said, oh, it's because of a woman. Hey. Why not rise above it? Rise above it. And that's what awareness helps you. I said to myself, to become a successful woman anywhere in the world, there are things that play against you. Yeah. I remember when I went somewhere, people were trying to decipher me, and they kept saying things like, hey, all these things that she's doing, what does her husband do? And then they kept saying, and then somebody heard, oh, her husband is one manager in one bank, and I said, no wonder, he's the one that has the money. Whatever you want to say, you're a businessman. I make money and I'm proud. You know, for a woman, you want all the next thing you say, maybe she's sleeping with one man. That's how she made her money. Hey, everything plays against us. That's the truth. So if you're going to be successful as a woman, you must be aware. Aware of the prejudices, aware of the things that can happen, aware of the fact that you might be in an office. I did all the work. My boss got all the glory. He's a man, I'm a woman. You must be aware. And it's not for you to be bitter. It's the awareness that helps you. You can't become what you can't see. No, you can't. Awareness is that moment when your spirit says, enough of pretending. I need to face me. I need to face me. It's about you. The pretending is enough. Me, I just want to cover up. I just want to... No. I have to step in that place where I'm telling myself, I am a nobody at this point. And I want to actually be able to die today. If I die today, I die very happy. Trust me. I'm not afraid of death. I'm one of those. Very extremely happy. I've done a lot of... No. Extremely happy. You know why? Because every day I run my life like I'm going to die the next day. That's the way I run. I teach every teaching like that's the last I will ever have to teach. Because I understand the life of impact. I understand that you're not the creator of life. You're not the creator of life. It was Miles Moron that said that the greatest place you see a lot of people that have a lot of talent is in the grave. Why? Because people do not actually become who God has created them to become. Without awareness, you might actually never be that person. You don't go by accident. You go by intention. Self-awareness is not self-criticism.
No.
It's self-honesty. You must get to a point where you tell yourself, this thing I'm disadvantaged at it because of where I am coming from. I'm a parent coach, that's what I do. I teach parents, I write books on parenting, and then I also mentor women, one other side. And one of the things that I say all the time is that where you're coming from is either an advantage or a disadvantage for you. And you're not aware of where you're coming from for you to say, oh, accuse anybody. No. So I'm Igbo. And if you're not Igbo, why? Like why? It's only Igbo people that shave the hair, eh? Okay. Now here's the thing. Being Igbo, I was just telling Debbie something. I said being Igbo, it means that there are things I'm disadvantaged about. Because I probably might have, who's Yoruba here? You're Yoruba, sir. Good. You're married to an Igbo woman. Oh, wonderful. There are probably a lot of things that she does. You're like, come on now. Why are you doing this kind of thing? This is not how it's done. It's because of where we're coming from. We're both coming from, I'm married to a Yoruba man, so I get it. We're both coming from two different concepts of how a thing works. You know, for us, in the Igbo land, we greet you standing up like this. Like, come on, hello! Right? Now, is it a bad thing? No, it's culture, right? But for the Yoruba person, you will greet the person you need, right? Awesome. And now, for an Igbo person, when you kneel down and you see, this person that greeted, they see it as pretense. For a Yoruba person, they're like, no, honor is honor. It doesn't matter what you feel at the time you're feeling it. Now, it took me time to be able to come to that understanding as an Igbo person. So I'm disadvantaged as an Igbo person on the table of honor. And if I'm not intentional about learning it, I'm going to make mistakes in my life, even at this level. So when you understand where you are coming from, it gives you a better standing to study and become better. No, you can't beat me on another table right now. Come on, you can't. Why? Because I have positioned myself to study, to show myself approved. Why am I able to study? I am able to study because I am aware. There's an awareness that has come to me from the point of knowing that this is where I come from. This is what can happen because I come from a place like this. Can I position myself to relearn it? It changed my life. Every aspect of it. Because like I often say, honor is the language kings only play by. It doesn't matter where. I was privileged to sit at the Facebook conference some time ago. I was the only person representing Africa. It was a parenting panel. It was in their office in California. And then Fijisun, who used to be the head of app, was going to be at that meeting. They took us 1 hour on a seminar, teaching us on how to approach Fijisun. Fiji was 32. Oh boy. I was 34. I was 35 already. There were people there that were in their 50s. Fathers of dad and all of that. They were telling us when she comes, you don't talk a lot. You just sit down in a particular way. You don't talk to her. It's everywhere. It's a global currency. Globally global. So it's not there. It's African people that like it's not an African thing. It is a global currency at the level of kingship. That's where they understand it. So you must be able to sit back and become aware of where you're coming from as a woman, so that you can redefine who you want to become. So instead of arguing, what is all this? What are you talking about? There are things that are peculiar to where you come from, not because it's bad, but because that's how you have been programmed. And it doesn't make it bad or right or wrong. I keep saying it. Life is not about right or wrong. It's about foolishness and wisdom. It's not about righteousness and sin. It's about foolishness and wisdom. And that's why the 5 virgins, the 10 virgins, what separated them was not whether they are righteous or sinners. 10 of them were righteous. They were virgins, Abi. But separation of them was about foolishness and wisdom. That's what separates us in life. I hope that example helped you. In the Bible, when the prodigal son came to himself, the Bible said that that's when transformation began. Luke 15:17, he said, and when he came to himself, you can't be transformed without coming to yourself. No, you can't. Stop praying for a new season when you are still blind to your current one. You can't heal what you refuse to acknowledge. You must acknowledge it. God will deliver a version of you that keep pretending that you don't need help. Oh, you need help. Oh, you do. Oh, you do. Awareness exposes patterns, not just problems. Awareness reveals the gap between where you are and where you are meant to be. Awareness is God fixing you. And God will not fix you when you are taking it. And you must come to that place of awareness. What truth about yourself or your season have you been avoiding? This is a time to sit at it and ask yourself, what do I need to do? I want you to write today 3 areas of your life that need honest awareness. It's in your notes. It's not with me. Mindset, habits, friendship, emotions. Some of you just that you are too emotional to rise. And you can't rise on that premise. I call it uncultured emotionalism. We have it a lot, the female gender. And say, you're an emotional being, you're an emotional being. We even sing it, you agree. Then logical.
I understand that.
It is all that. Men are logical, women are emotional, you are just emotional. And then you are carrying the next morning. They talk to you, and you're
So you get your 50s.
start crying. Madam, wake up.
I'm 51, so I know. Yeah.
Why is that you crying? If there's a conversation going on, please bring out your points and marshal it out and speak. Unfortunately, that's how we'll be raised. And I call it manipulation, unfortunately. Women are raised to be manipulative. Just just cry. Once you cry for the man, hey, the man will say, okay. It's okay. Don't worry, we're not up. And that ends it. And you think you have won. You never win that way. No, you don't. You don't. You actually train to be logical. It's a process. It's a process. You're a logical being, you're an emotional being. Everybody is both logical and emotional. Everybody. Yes. The emotionalism comes easier to you because of culture and also because of the way you are built. But that's where training comes. Like what I teach in parenting. Self-control is easier for women. Self-esteem is easier for men. It's because of the way they have been programmed. Men has, testosterone that gives them the ego, I'm all that kind of feeling. Women have it in low quantity, not that you don't have it at all. Alright? So you just have it in minimal quantity, and then the thing now gives you down. So if a woman is going to have a good self-esteem, then that woman is going to have a parent who will build it intentionally. If a man is going to have a good self-control, then they need to be trained to actually have self-control. There are men who are highly cultured when it comes to self-control. Why? In training. So the fact that that's how I am, that's how I am is one of the worst things that you don't want to say. That's how I am. Number 2, acceptance. Awareness introduces you to your truth. But acceptance allows you to sit with it without judgment. So you're being aware, it's not for you to judge yourself. It's for you to tell yourself, I lack in this. I lack in that. How do I build it? How do I build it? The woman of your dream doesn't live in denial. She learns to say, yes, this is where I am, but I will not stay here. I'm going to walk through this journey. Acceptance is not you agreeing to actually surrender to weakness. It's agreement with reality, because God can only transform what you are honest about.
Yes.
God can only transform what you are honest about. So grace cannot fix the version of you that keep pretending to be. And grace will find me. Grace will find me. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Acceptance is partnership with the process. Awareness opens your eyes. Acceptance opens your heart. So that's where you stop fighting your truth. And then you start letting God to walk through it. You're no longer fighting, oh, that's how I am. That's who I am. You're now saying, okay, what is that version of me? I am now open. You're not going to hide in your brokenness. You hand it over. You can't transform what you still resent. Alright? When you read about the Samaritan woman, that's in John 4. Alright? He said, the Samaritan woman said, I have no husband. That's what she said. I have no husband. You need to switch with the truth long enough for healing to start. Denial delays destiny. Denial delays destiny. You will just be in it. You will just be in it. You will deny it. And that will be it. Grace can only fill the space where denial actually used to live. So acceptance is what gives you permission for grace to work. You can't heal what you still resent. Denial delays deliverance. So when you have been refusing to accept because it hurts you too much to face, what is that thing? What is that thing? Speak your truth out loud. Tell God, exactly, this is where it hurts. I want to be able to accept that this is it. And don't tell yourself that this thing doesn't really matter. Oh no, it is here. I tell people who, when I teach in the inner circle program, we run an inner circle program for parents, where people learn how to be parents. If you think you know how to be a parent, it's a lie. You don't.
Share contact.
And I say it with all sense of responsibility. None of us does know. You need to learn it. If you don't learn it intentionally, you fail at it. Most of our parents failed. I tell you how. If all of us are here looking for purpose, what do you think parenting was supposed to be?
Thank you.
If they finish raising you, don't know where you are going, there's a problem. There's a problem now. That's the truth. So all we were told is that you go to school, get a job, find a job, and then when you go to the UK, you Japan, they say, oh yeah, but child is abroad, and that's it. And meanwhile, you don't even know where you are going. You don't even know where your life is going. Unfortunately. So for our parents, some of them, they're bragging rights that, oh, my child went to the UK, also they went to this place, And then they're telling everybody in their meeting in the street how many children they have that live. That's what it is that they think success is. But that's not success. Fulfillment of destiny is successful parenting.
That is right.
That's what success is. So if you raise a child who can fulfill the destiny, the why that God has called them to be here, you failed at it. It's as simple as that. Failed at it. I usually say that there's a messiahness in everybody who is seated in this room. The problem is that our messiahness was not brought out. The Bible says that saviors shall arise in Zion. Saviors with S. If you are not a savior to your world, then there's something wrong somewhere. And it doesn't matter where you're saving from. It's not about saving in a particular. You can save. You don't need to be a pulpit. All right? You don't need to be a pastor to be a savior. I'm a savior to my world. So you must be able to come to that place where you are able to accept the things. You know, I was teaching one day and I said to the parents in the inner circle that if you have a child and you do not have a thought, when you are done with the review sincerely, then you tell me whether there's something that could have been better. It's okay enough. Are we not children of God?
Yes.
Why are we okay? Were we created to be okay? And I say to a lot of people that say, find a father figure in the life of that child. That's what is required. I'll tell you a story about Moses. You know, we all say that Moses was raised, he was a deliverer, Moses came, Moses did. We all tell a lot of stories about Prophet Moses, right? And then Moses came, delivered everybody, and all of that. But what we don't tell is that the instructional order that Moses missed, he paid for it. He paid for it. Pay for it. If you study the Bible, don't study with your eyes. I'm not telling you to favor you. Sometimes it doesn't even favor you. Yes. Pay for it. Moses was raised by the mother. We didn't hear about the father, right? And he was the one doing everything and all of that. But the time Moses went to kill the Egyptian, like we were told, Moses ran. Okay? Moses ran into the, because of it. But you know what God did? What God had to provide Moses a father figure for 40 years. The same number of years Moses lived before he ran. The same number of years that God provided him mentorship of a father for. That should teach you something. You will pay the price. And that's why some of our husbands, all right, a few of them are here, forgive me. That's why some of our husbands, right, you see them, they do something just because they didn't have a father figure in their lives. Now they are struggling, they are paying the price. Their children are also paying the price. A retraining will need to be done. Moses had to go through retraining for Moses to become that deliverer. A missing instructional order can destroy a child. It can. And Moses had to go through that process so that he will be able. Why am I saying this? You must sit down in a place where you accept where you are. I was not raised by a father who is involved. What do I do? Find yourself a replacement of the father's system. Because fathers have systems that make you. Oh, fathers have systems that make you. Find yourself a replacement. Today, it can be anybody. Fatherhood is not only biological. Oh, my husband is not there. Find your children a father figure. If you don't, they pay the price. So these are just examples of acceptance. Oh, I'm coming from a place where I've been beaten, battered. There are some things that we have seen in our mothers that is repeating in our lives because we have not sat down for acceptance. I don't know about you. If you do a survey and you look at most of our mothers in their 60s, their 70s, most of them are bitter.
Very, very.
Most of them are bitter.
Very.
They are bitter because they didn't really live a life.
No.
They don't have a life.
No. Not at all.
So they are very bitter. In fact, I was with my friend in Birmingham, and she had come, with me, and she was saying, her mom was calling her, Tolu, where are you? He said, Mommy, I'm in London, oh. She said, you have gone again. Me that paid all the price for you people. Me that did it. You are almost everywhere. Every time you are in this place. Every time you are in that place. She said, Mommy, I'm not the one that told you not to go. He said, but it was you people that was paying the price for. Tomorrow. I said, children are the most selfish human beings on earth. No matter what you do, they will leave.
Just the way we did.
Just the way we did. Right now, most of us, the Japa generation, like I was teaching at the TRB summit in Birmingham this year. Most of us are Japa, our parents are there, old, free, looking for how to survive on their own and all of that. It's even worse in these times. So the children are going to find their lives.
Yes.
And they need to live their lives. Why not also live your life? Is it easy? No. It's not about being easy. It's about being required. When people talk about easy, I'm like, what is easy exactly? Is giving birth to a child easy?
You're not so.
I had the twins about 16 years ago, and honestly speaking, when I'm done, I said, how do people go through this thing? 1, 2, 3,
4.
7. I did once. I came out, I told my doctor, I said, tie my tubes now. I ain't doing this anymore. He said, I can't tie your tubes, you're only 25. And I said to him, okay, I will return when I'm eligible. Because I'm not interested. What am I saying? You have a life to live. You need to get to that point where you're telling yourself, how do I balance? I think she was the one who was talking about balance.
Yeah.
Was saying that, oh, you don't have to say, oh, your career is low, sorry, your children, your family is suffering. Hey, you must be able to, you need to actually look at all of it. So balance does not mean everything is right all the time. Balance means that sometimes something we need to give them something.
Yes.
There's always something to sacrifice.
Yes.
It's for you to understand your season of life at time. There was a time I was never able to travel like this. Between June and July, in 2 weeks, I did 11 airports. Between Calgary to Toronto to Maryland to Texas. 11 damn airports this year. Just within 1 week or 2. But that's because in the season of life where I am, I can. When my children were younger than I couldn't have ever dared it. I made a choice.
Yes.
So it is about seasons. It's not about trying to do everything at every point in time. That's why you must become aware and accept where you are. If you're a parent that have toddlers, ask yourself, what can I do in the now? And also be able to include my family.
Yes.
Because if you also do not do that, by the time you are flying over when they are teenagers, you won't be able to. They'll be calling you, they'll be shouting, you'll be settling matter, and you'll be paying people like us. And that's why I say now, enter the academy so that you can delay any small. You say no. But it's okay. When you come, we shall collect. I like money. Yes. All right. Now, number 3 is alignment. Alignment, I call it the power shift. I call it the reordering of destiny. That's what alignment is. Now that you see, you accept, then you need to align. Alignment means that your choices, your thoughts, your relationship is matching your vision. Let's go back to 10 years ago when I started to think about myself. One of the things that I had to do was to change my relationships. That was part of my alignment strategies. There were people who were no longer going where I was going. There were people who were wearing the things that I don't agree with. There were people who were saying things I don't agree with. I started to cut them off. And you know the truth. You don't need to come and say, you're no longer friends, like this thing they do in primary school. I'll just realign you. Put you in the outer wing and push people that I need to move into the inner wing. And that's it. Because your environment is bigger than your value system. Every time. It's cold in the UK. I just came from Scotland. And Scotland was so cold. I was not telling my husband, I said, no matter how you want to form that you don't like wearing, I hate wearing all those things people wear inside. You needed to see me wearing plenty things. I was like, oh my God. I'm one of those people that wear clothes. I hate wearing tights. Those things. I like to just wear my clothes and don't move. Please put lying on my clothes anywhere like that. All right? But do I have a choice? I was going to die now. Straight up. I just died. But that's what environment does. Environment is so powerful. And women are very unconscious of their environment. Very unconscious. You keep friends who have no business being around you. He said, because we went to primary school together, my bestie for 20 years. You want to celebrate years of bestie turned to worstee.
Bayondo, Zayata, Rebaya, Rabaya.
What to me?
And you
Speaking
know,
in tongues.
at the end of the day, you find out that that relationship is taunting you.
Yeah,
So I started to realign my relationships. I started to take out the people that don't matter. I started to, gradually. My chief bridesmaid was one of the people who were realigned.
Hallelujah.
That's how fast I can.
Straight.
We've been friends for years. My parents are friends and all of that. But I knew that where I was going at that time, I needed to realign a lot. She didn't realize it until she attended one of the mastermind classes and she said,
Yeah.
I was talking about me. I was one of those that were realigned. I said, yes. I'm very unapologetic about it. You will know. I don't apologize. No, I don't. You know that apologizing is a thing that they used to train girls in Africa. You're sorry, man. Sorry, sir. When you tell me sorry, I actually get upset. Why are you telling me sorry?
Really?
Move. Let's move on the thing. I have staff in the office. Most of the staff that apologize the most are female staff. It's a disservice that we do to our girls.
Not be our fault.
Constantly apologize for both for things we did and things we did not do. Don't get me wrong. I did not say that apology is wrong. Thank you. I'm just saying that, apologizing when you are not even taking steps. You are just apologizing, and then you are not really taking steps to learn. All right? So you need to realign all of that. You need to stop. You can't be praying for peace and you're entertaining chaos. No, you can't. You must stop asking for growth while you're clinging to what keeps you small. You're in a circle of friends, you're trying to move on, you're trying to do things. They say, this thing you're doing, what is it about self? Just like Coach E is trying to launch Glow or Woman Glow Up. One person will say, here, Woman Glow Up. That's how women talk now. Woman Glow, glow from inside out. Yeah. Oh, so that's the one you're not doing. You don't want to leave your work and be doing Woman Glow Up. Block the person. Block the person. Alignment is costly. It requires working alone in some seasons. In some seasons of your life, you need to actually make peace that you're going to walk alone. And if you're going to become anything, then you need to be in that space where you are struggling on your own. The friends will come and you don't know how many people are requesting for me to be their friend. A few days ago, I received a message from Pastor Fedela Joshua. And she said to me, please, I want us to actually meet up and be friends. I said, come on now. That's it. See, when you get to a point, people will find you. People will find you. You don't need to go around. Hey, and these are the people, the kingdom-minded, spiritual, grounded people that you're looking for. They were lying. Find yourself first. Leave who is not aligning. Move. All right, move. I had a particular friend. We've been friends for so long. One of the reasons I started to realign is that her cleavage is always outside. And I said to her, you can't be my friend. That means every time we go up, when I start picture, your breast will come first. I say, ma, it's not going to work. So you must make straight, drastic decisions. They are hardcore decisions, but that's what moves you to where you are going to. That's what moves you to where you are going to. But if you keep pretending, let it not be as if, let it not be like, let it not be, you're not going to move on. Yeah. Alignment is not just about doing things right. It's about being in the right positions. Once you see, once you accept, you must rearrange.
Man.
You must rearrange. You cannot become her while you're staying loyal to what breaks her. No, you can't. Remember the story of Esther. Esther, the Bible says, Esther 4:14, it says, and who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. Alignment means that your life starts to match the progress. You can't walk in divine order when you are living in personal confusion. So check your environment. Does it feed your becoming or does it fight it? Is it fighting it or is it feeding it? Sometimes God won't move you forward until you move out of misalignment. You say you're not moving forward most times is because you are misaligned. You can't pray for divine order while you're entertaining emotional chaos. So alignment is a proof of understanding. Alignment, sometimes God won't elevate you until you live in an environment that dishonors growth. Misalignment drains destiny. Don't be misaligned. You can't pray for peace while you entertain chaos. I've said that before. I want you to reflect. What is in your environment or relationship that is keeping you out of alignment of your vision today? Where you're going? You have a vision. Where are you going? What are the things that are keeping you out of it? All right? One of the things that you want to do, audit your daily habits. Audit the 5 closest people to you, association. Audit them. If you don't do friends audit every year, you are failed. This year I audited my sister. I took out 3 people, I put them in the outer circle and brought 3 people closer. I'm unapologetic about how I move because I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. So I just realign them and put them out. But I'm talking about this year. This year is not far. Even at this level, I know because you're going to drag me to where I'm not going, and I'm not going to lie to myself and say, no, I know who I am. You know, those things that affect me. How do we say it in secondary school? I can walk with bad girls and I will not be glad.
Yes.
Those things. The Bible says that those who walk with the wise
Shall be able to be wise.
It said those who walk with the foolish shall be destroyed. He didn't say you will be foolish. You will be destroyed.
Because
Walking with the foolish people will destroy you.
exactly.
It's as simple as that. And number 4, action. That's the becoming stage. Faith without movement keeps your dream version trapped in theory. Becoming demands action. Small steps, daily habits, consistent effort. Every day you're doing it. You start showing up like a woman you're becoming. In your mindset, in your discipline, your lifestyle, in your routine. You show up like that. You show up like that. You no longer want to feel like you're ready. You start to move. Readiness will find you. Yeah. You move and readiness will find you. So you just need to keep working. The more you work, the more readiness will find you. I run a masterpiece mentorship program for women. Incidentally, we are coming to the UK for a retreat in February next year. But it's only for masterpiece women place. We don't entertain outsiders, and we're proud like that.
What women? What women?
Yes, you need to be a masterpiece woman before you can attend. But you know, one of the things that
I'm a
I
masterpiece
say,
already.
you can join, but you can't meet up with a retreat next
Okay,
year.
about the time now we meet up.
So you know, and you know, it's one thing that, you know, one of the things that I say to them is, people come to me and say, I'm seeking clarity. Coach, help me with clarity. Hey, clarity. And so you can't find clarity without movement. If you're not moving, there's no clarity. Sometimes you're moving, you're not finding that, oh, okay, this is what it is. Oh, this is what it is. And then you're tweaking, and then you're changing, and then you're going, and all of that. That's how clarity comes. Movement. Faith without works is dead. Faith that doesn't move your feet will never move your future. Transformation is not in the knowing, it's in the doing. It's in the doing. Awareness and alignment means nothing without action. So becoming demands movement. You must move spiritually, you must move mentally, you must move physically, you must start living like a woman you're praying to become. Stop playing the backyard game. Start, arise. Discipline is prophecy in motion. If you need to wake up to do something, then you need to wake up and do it. People tell me, oh coach, oh you're so graced. I said, even Paul the Apostle says, grace, this grace is nothing without work.
Yes.
It's nothing without work. If you are so graced and you don't do the work, you will remain ungraced. It doesn't matter how God has called you. You know, we go there, he calls the unqualified. He qualifies the called. He calls, you see all those things? If you don't work as the qualified, you will be unqualified.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how God loves you. Saul was called, anointed, qualified. Yes, called. Saul was dethroned. There's an alignment that is required for you to actually stay in the thing. Now, if you look at this thing about the woman with the issue of blood, it says she came up behind me and immediately her bleeding stopped. She took action. Faith without movement is you just fantasizing. I want to be this person. I want to be that person. I was talking to one of my mentees and I said to her, I said, in the next 50 years, I know how to celebrate my 50th birthday. I have a roadmap. I have a book called The Kingmaker, my method, my miracles, and, you know, my methods. You know, one of the things that I shared is my journey. It's just a transformation journey of the African formal schools in 10 years. My journey in the past 10 years and how I was able to get here in just 10 years. See, your life can become in 5 years. From today to 5 years, if you start today, you won't recognize yourself. Oh no, you will not. I can't recognize who I am. Oh no, I can't. People meet me. So I've worked in usage for years, almost a decade. I worked in the bank for about 3 years. People who were my colleagues in the bank, you know, they meet me up. in places. They can't even cross to come and meet me in events. And they're like, what are you talking? I was wondering, who is this? Is this French? Ah! You will be so transformed that even your husband will not recognize you. Oh, yes. At the time, my husband was afraid of me. Like, who am I married to? What happened to you? Because I had translated so fast. Why? Because you do the work. If you do the work, it translates you. So every transformation requires you to basically. Miracles will make motion. You don't wait until you feel ready. You move, and the readiness will meet you. Your destiny is waiting for the version of you that's done making excuses. There's something that I say in the inner circle to parents. Excuses are cheap. Those that make them lives. Those that make them lives. So if you keep making excuses, you are going to be in the pool of foolishness. That's the truth. And that's how it's going to work. Alright? So there's something that they say, do it afraid. I don't believe in doing it afraid. I say do it anointed. Because fear is not of God. The Bible says, I have not given you the spirit of fear. But the sound mind. So that means you have a sound mind. You are not afraid. So don't do it afraid. Do it anointed. Do it like you are called. Do it like God is calling you to do something. Alright? And then ascension, which is the last part. Ascension talks about glow up. Glow up. That's why you must get this book. Don't leave here without this book. I don't think you know what it takes to write a book. How many of you have ever written a book here? Hand raised up. What did it take you? In 1 minute.
Time.
So this year alone, I've written 8 books.
Wow.
One is about 400 and something page. Yeah. Today we just launched the 6-in-1 books that we wrote. All above 200 pages. Raising the long life learner, raising the social journals, raising. I love to write. I write every day. It's my thing. But I tell you, even as long as I've written almost 30 books, over 50 guides, and it's even the more that I write, it's still not an easy work to do. Nobody writes. It doesn't matter how long you've written. It's one hard work. I've never seen such a hard work in my life. One hard work to do. Because you need to sit, you need to think, you need to read, you need to study. There's a lot that it requires. Alright, so the least that we can do today is to glow up with Eunice today. All of us must glow up. Now, ascension is when your inner world and your outer world begin to agree. You rise differently. You speak differently. You choose peace over performance. You no longer chase validation because you carry value. I'm not interested in any form of validation because I have so much value that when I walk into a room, I tell people, I say, you might not like me, but you will like the value I bring. That's the truth. When you need me, you don't have a choice. You know, like when you go to the hospital. So recently, my son, our almost 16-year-old son broke his leg in school. And then they said, oh, he's supposed to go and get casted and all of that. And then when they were doing it in the hospital, they were so angry that the doctor was, doing somehow, the orthopedic surgeon was not there. He was just speaking plenty English. I saw a guy, you are in the best hospital in Abuja, you better arrange yourself so that you can know this is the person that will help you. He was like, I said, you don't need to help, you don't need to like him. He's helping you. That was a good choice. So when you carry value, you don't need people to like you. And you are not ice cream anyways. And it's okay when people don't like. So when people say, I don't really like that, but I say it's okay, I'm not ice cream. Everybody's not supposed to like me. And there's nothing wrong with it. As in, I'm very unapologetic about it. So when people come and say, somebody is saying something about you, and I don't know why women pay attention. Anyway, you're not on a journey. If you're on a journey, you don't pay attention to that.
You don't even have time for what this is.
When somebody that said something about you, I'm like, you're supposed to say something about me. I'm told now, try. Oh, come on. If you're not saying I'm talking about me, then there's something wrong somewhere. I haven't done enough. Really? So, we teach webinars every Thursday to parents. We teach parenting, we teach do webinars and all of that. So everybody, sometimes on those Thursdays, I must have given some hardcore words. Bass. And when I'm done with those words, I know that some people are cussing me out under their breath. This thing coach said, why did she say it? When I'm done, like, you can say anything and it's okay. I'm in my office, you can't beat me. But it's that's what ascension is about. Ascension is about understanding the place of, being able to give value, right? And being able to do it. Sometimes you're treating some. Do you have doctors in the house? You have doctors in the house? Okay, yes. So sometimes you're even treating somebody. Person doesn't really like your face. Abi, hey, can you change your job? You will do your job. Hey, say, oh, you are black. Oh, you are not a black person. It's okay, but I'm the one that is holding your life right now. So you need to lie down, please. So ascension is when your inside starts to look like your prayers. Starts to look like your prayers. See, this glow up we're talking about is not makeup. As God will have it, I'm not wearing one. I've not worn makeup now yet. Not because I don't like makeup, but because it's something that I had to, redo or undo. I love makeup. I love making people up. I love it when I think on people. But in this season of my life, it was taking too much of my time and something needs to give. 40 minutes of makeup. Come on now. Can you see
2 hours? 90 minutes.
2 hours. I know it. It's too much of a time in this season of my life to give away. So later on in my life, I'm going to pop with a lot of makeup. I will just pop my face and then oh, coach, you're looking so fine. But for now, I'm on an assignment.
We are coming.
And I'm saying it because it's not because, so sometimes, like I say, it's not about good or bad. It's not about sin or righteousness. It's about foolishness and wisdom. It's about alignment sometimes. It's about ascension. You get to that point where I was watching the movie. That should be the movie. I'm trying to remember the name. When the guy was talking to a certain young man, and then he was telling him that he had to give up God to be able to be closer to God. Huh?
Pastor John
Forge. Thank you. He said to that young man, I said, you need to give up something. I gave up golf. Golf was like my life. I said, I have to give it up so that I can put that time to study the word. Now your makeup time can be the time for you to study the word. Right? Yes. Okay, that's fine. I'm done already. Okay. So that your time might be the time that you need to do those things. So it's not like you don't have time, you just haven't realigned your time. Even the Lord did your life. You are here to rise. Even the Lord did your life. You are here to rise. You are here to become. Becoming a woman of your dream is not about chasing aesthetics. It's not about cultivating authenticity. All of those things are good. I'm a very when you're talking about skincare, I'm a lover of skincare. My daughter is very obsessed with skincare. Learns a lot about it and all of that. But it's more about cultivating authenticity from inside out. So everything now glows. You don't become her by adding more. You become her by shading what you no longer need for the next level. So don't add more to you. Shade what you no longer need. And you will see that where the woman of your dream is not in the distance. It's just a hidden version of yourself that is waiting for permission to emerge. Thank you so much.